Alrighty, test, test, test. Sound check and video check. Everything should be a-okay. Hopefully, we've got it worked out. But let's give a few minutes. Let some people come in here. And good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today we've got up to bat. We're gonna have Soy Dog Cowboy, Bum Gun, aka Chubby Nick Nolte. We should have Lori, and I think that's it, but you never know. Not really sure. So, okay, so sound and video is good so far. I got my coffee here. People are coming in. Listen, before I forget, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you like this channel. Or you like the content or whatever, for whatever reason, leave a thumbs up. That would be grand. And if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe and click the notification bell. If you are subscribed, thank you. And thank you for joining me. Yeah, everything's down below in the description as far as, information and support and all that kind of stuff. Today, we have a new, let me see if I can get this here. We have a new code for the t-shirts and mugs, and this code will save you 20%. All right. Use the code anal swab, one word, and save 20% off. Save 20% off of all t-shirts and coffee mugs. That's anal swab. You should be able to remember that or forget it or whatever. But everything's down in the description, social media. All the links are right down below. You can find everything there. But please leave a thumbs up. That'd be great. And where do I begin? Well, we are living in an age of uncertainty. I mean, listen, life's always uncertain. But but now more than ever, we are extremely uncertain because we just don't know what's next. Everything can change. All it takes sometimes is one person to become infected with the COVID and everybody goes nuts and then things are shut down. And, you hear and see, I hear and see, many people hear and see, updated guidelines here in Thailand. This is going to happen. We're going to be opening April 1st. We're going to be opening October 1st and no quarantine. You're hearing all these kind of things. And as I said the other day, most of the time, these things are just proposals that have not been confirmed. They're suggestions. They're nothing more than that. And until it's been confirmed by the government and been released through their official PR department, everything is just, that's all it is. It's just a proposal. Okay? And I'm going to go over some of these things in today's stream. But right now it is 86 degrees here in Bangkok, mostly sunny. We got a 10% chance of rain and 72% humidity. Winds from the south, 7 miles an hour, and it's 9:05, and the feel-like temperature is 95 degrees. So isn't that grand? 95 degrees already. Good morning, Carlos. How you doing? You can be a guest if you want, or you don't have to be. Whatever, up to you. But we do have Soy Dog Cowboy. He's already in the green room, and supposedly Mr. Chubby Nick Nolte. I'm assuming he's going to be sober today. I don't know if I can handle them all wasted on the ganja every time he comes in here. I don't know, but I don't think he will be because that's the way it goes. Patia Bob is he's in a bad way. He may be on here, I don't know, but he is has an injury that he's been trying to get taken care of, and he may have to have surgery on his leg. So I don't know if he'll be in or not. I believe he said he would be, but I don't know if he will. You never know with him. Unless he says, sure, I'll be there, I wouldn't count on it. But yeah, he's got some things going on. He's got a little infection in his leg, and he's got to get that taken care of. And it's not something that he views as great fun. Oh, okay, Carlos. So yeah, that's what's going on. You know, I'm contemplating my trip down to the south. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. I have an idea where I want to go, but it's a matter of putting it into place and everything, and it should happen by the end of the month. We'll see. End of the month, maybe first week of next month. All right, Chubby Nick Nolte's in the green room. That's good. So we got 2 people as of now. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Well, yeah, I don't know where Lori is, but she may be in. And like I said, Patya Bob might be in. Patya Pete won't be in. He said he may be, and then he sent me a message this morning saying no, he won't be. So anyway, if there's anybody else that would like to come on, let me know. And as long as I know who you are, I'll gladly allow you on. Depending on your significance. I'm joking. Anyway, all right. So here's the deal. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah, here it is. Here, Thailand is mulling a 4-phase opening, and Thailand is cautiously heading to a phased reopening, which I think is a good thing. That is likely to kick off this April, but the doors may not fully be open to welcome tourists until January of 2022. Now, a lot of people have been talking about how things are going to open up April 1st and people are going to be allowed in and only have a minimal quarantine time. October 1st, everybody's going to be allowed back in, and that's just simply not true yet. Because awaiting cabinet scrutiny, the latest Ministry of Tourism and Sports staged recovery plan identifies 4 distinct opening phases, starting with the Wellness Leisure Area Queue and Hotel Queue, due to start April 1st and continue to the end of May. 5 provinces are eligible for relaxed quarantine rules: Phuket, Krabi, Suratani, Chonburi, and Chiang Mai. Under its terms, visitors from the UAE, Israel, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and possibly India and Russia are lining up for less daunting quarantine rules. Notice there is no United States in there. They're not talking about the United States. They're not talking about the UK. They're not talking about Australia. They're not in there. Groups of 1 to 4 tourists get to stay confined in their room from day 1 to day 3, followed by restricted access to specific hotel facilities from day 4 to 14. Hotels must be certified, and the plan recommends that health workers and risk groups should be vaccinated in the 5 provinces declared suitable for phase 1 of the reopening. Now, I don't know how that's going to happen by April 1st, okay? Because these people, they have not started vaccinating en masse yet, and it's already March 16th. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but it says here the second opening phase, exclusive travel area, sealed route, covers the same source market countries and the 5 provinces in Thailand from June to September. The proposed plan cuts quarantine to 10 days or less, with at least 2 PCR swab tests, one on arrival at the airport and 2 days before the 10-day quarantine ends. They are allowed access to Area Q at the hotels, and activities organized by certified travel firms extend to other certified hotels close by and adopt strict travel bubble rules and social distancing. Okay, so you're not able just to go wherever you want, do whatever you want. Things are not normal again. And it says sandbox, October to December. travel still remains limited to the 5 provinces during the sandbox phase that runs from October to December. However, the sandbox phase ends the 10-day quarantine entirely, replacing it with a 1-day quarantine while they wait for their PCR swab test results. Visitors will be eligible if they come from a country that has achieved a 70% vaccination of its resident population rather than just 7 source markets named in the 2 earlier phases. Bilateral agreements with the countries that have a low incidence and have vaccinated 70% of their population could be established during this phase to allow two-way travel. The ministry states 70% of resident populations in the 5 provinces should be vaccinated from October to December. So that's why they're not going to be allowing people to come in April and just go wherever they want and do whatever they want. Okay. Let me just finish this up here. The 4th phase is self-quarantine, January 2020 onwards. The 4th phase, named Self-Quarantine Track and Trace, will open the travel door fully to all provinces across Thailand by January 2022 for vaccinated international travelers who pre-test negative before departure and have a travel passport or vaccination certificate. We're going to talk about that a little bit in today's stream. The travel passport, vaccination passport. Eligible source market countries are those that have vaccinated 70% of their populations. Mandatory measures such as hotel or area quarantine are history, but authorities would still have the option to require a 1-day quarantine on arrival while waiting for a PCR swab test result. There is also the caveat that most residents in Thailand will have been vaccinated by January 2022, which will represent a major challenge for public health authorities. Thailand's Ministry of Health confirmed last week 30 million people should be inoculated by the year end based on orders for 63 million doses. So far, it has vaccinated just over 44,000 people in high-risk areas around Bangkok. Let's see here. The entire 4-phase scheme remains subject to review by the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration and approval by the Thai cabinet. Once those hurdles are crossed, the proposed ministerial regulations become active once they are published by the Royal Gazette. Everything gets published in the Royal Gazette once it becomes finalized, and so far nothing. But you're talking about this relaxed quarantine rules as of April. I'm assuming April 1st, but they just say April, so who knows? So to me, it seems like it's another one of these things where we're opening up, but in reality, people don't want to come when they have these quarantine rules, especially if they're vaccinated. All right, so let me see here. What do we got here? All right, so with that, I'm going to welcome in Chunky Nick Nolte and the soy dog himself, the cowboy. The Robert De Niro, what was the other guy that he was supposedly look like? I don't know, Travis Bickle, and Chunky Nick Nolte. Let me welcome these guys in. There he is. What's happening there? Chunky Nick Nolte and Soy Dog? What's going on? Chucky, we want to know, Chucky, are you stoned?
No, I'm not stoned, but I told you, but I can tell everybody. Oh my God, I got so extremely sick after our your broadcast ended. Oh, I got extremely sick, and I got extremely paranoid, and I vomited about 6 times. I got so paranoid, it was horrible. I thought like I was having a heart attack, and I wanted to call 911.
Yeah.
But I knew. I said, don't call. There's nothing wrong.
That's what happens when you mess with the wacky tobacco there, Chucky.
Oh,
and you're not used to it. Listen, nowadays, I don't know that I could handle it, be honest, because when I was involved in the weed industry as a smoker and, as somebody who was involved in it slightly. I will say that the quality of the herb was quite a bit lower than it is now. Chucky, please sit forward so we can see you.
Oh, okay.
People want to know who Chunky Nick Nolte is. You have got the worst setup, Chuck.
I'm just doing this on my phone.
I have to tell you. I
actually tried doing it on my computer and I couldn't figure it out. So I guess I need to buy one of those stands for it.
Huh.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever works for you, Chucky. We'll you know, I'm just giving you shit, but
I felt like I was so extremely wasted. I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, I know you couldn't stop laughing. We all saw that. We all know you couldn't stop laughing. I will never forget that. That is one of the better streams. Really, it's in the top 5 for sure.
It's a good thing I didn't get paranoid on the stream or barf on the stream.
Well, that would have been good. That would have been better. What are you talking about?
Oh
I mean, seriously, it would have been great. You know, you're like, there's dudes out there. Oh, shit.
I must have been
yesterday. Go ahead.
It was kind of like being bipolar or something. I went from really happy to really paranoid. You know.
Well, maybe it was the pizza. It was the weed-infused pizza that you had. Are you eating again on the stream?
I'm hungry.
All right. Let's get to this subject here. All right. Which is, you know, at this point, I don't even know what's what and what the truth is. I have no idea if they're going to allow any of this stuff to happen. And, you know, everything could change in a moment's notice. But I got to tell you, before we go any further, I have to tell you, I got a video. I'm going to put this link up to this video. Okay. And this is the Miss You Thailand video. Okay. This is released by the, you know, Public Relations, the Tourist Authority. And if you watch that, I think, from my perspective, it's pretty humorous because they're basically saying, we miss you in Thailand. And we send our love to you and we can't wait to have you come back. The only thing I could say is maybe they need to tell the health minister that he shouldn't be calling the Farang dirty Farang if you want to express your love for the tourists. I mean, rarely am I what you would consider dirty. I am a human being, and therefore I am naturally dirty. I have bacteria. You know, everyone does. However, I shower frequently, so I would say that I am fairly clean. So I take a little bit of offense at being called a dirty Farang. You know, but listen, he's not the only person that would call some people here. Listen, I got once was called a dirty foreigner by another foreigner because he saw one of my videos where I had my beard. Look at him, he can't even shave. And that makes me dirty? I mean, really, it's not like I had a bunch of crumbs in my beard, you know. Anyway, I digress. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about the phases in, because the first 2 phases, let me see here. The first 2 phases only accept people from certain countries, from 7 different countries? From UAE, Israel, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and possibly India and Russia. And then later on, they're going to accept, in October, it looks like visitors will be eligible if they come from a country that has achieved a 70% vaccination for its resident population.
Otherwise,
almost nobody is going to do 70%.
Scott, what does that mean, really? I mean, so if they haven't achieved 70%, no one can get in, or they have to do the quarantine? Because right now you can get in by quarantine.
Well, I'm assuming they're going to have to do a full quarantine.
Right. So basically those rules that you're reading, those phases are, if you want to come in without quarantine, these are
or with the modified quarantine.
with the modified quarantine. Because right now, they're saying, we saw the 7-day, the 10-day quarantine. It's 10 days if you don't have a vaccination within 3 months of arriving. If you do have that, then it's like, what's it, 7 days. So these new rules override those. The reality is this is going to change again, for, so fast.
It's a bit redundant to hear this kind of stuff over and over again. And then, nothing is really implemented right now. People still have to come in. They have to do their full quarantine. Carlos, where are you now? Where are you in your quarantine?
I think he's still in listening. It, right? He should be still in it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, man. Look, I got a friend of mine who is arriving May 1st, right? And he's vaccinated. So is his wife. They just got vaccinated. And he's still got a quarantine, but he's hoping that it's the 7-day quarantine because he has the vaccination. The challenge is...
I don't believe that's been finalized.
Yeah. The challenge is, if it hasn't been finalized, it makes sense because he's saying that when he goes and looks up all of the ASQ hotels, none of them offer a 7-day package. It's always the full quarantine. So he needs to find a hotel that would have that 7-day quarantine package. And if they're not offering it, then you're right. Then it's not guaranteed yet. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not implemented yet. So what's going on with your head, Chuck?
Mr. 30-year radio personality. Look at this.
You want me to have some more cookies?
All I could do is laugh. Go have a cookie.
Go have another cookie.
Have a weed cookie. What'd you do with that bag?
I still have it.
Yeah, but have you eaten any more?
No.
Be honest.
No, I'm serious. I will. I'm only going to eat a half a cookie next time. But probably I can get away with doing one.
Uh-huh. So maybe you should do one.
No, not this time.
No.
If someone donates you $300, I'll eat a cookie.
I really don't see that happening. I mean, no offense. I wish it would, but I don't see it happening, Chuck. I mean, yeah, I don't see it happening. But take note of that. If anybody wants to send $300, Chuck will eat a cookie. He'll eat a marijuana cookie.
It was extreme.
I don't know, but that's well. I don't think one cookie's going to do that to you, but do the same thing. But yeah,
I'm scared to have more like before because literally I got extremely sick and extremely paranoid, and I don't get paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have.
Well, you don't do weed either.
No, I never
you don't.
Did before.
You don't usually eat weed cookies.
No, never before.
Anyway, so Chucky, what do you think about this whole situation?
Number one,
to me, babe.
For the last 20 years, Thailand always sends changing and mixed messages into the media with press releases.
I think as long as they've been issuing press releases to the West, they've been changing. They constantly do this. It's their way, And listen, U.S. immigration is kind of vague in their answers, and politicians in the U.S. are vague, and it's the way people do business that are in the government. It seems,
I think they do it to try to confuse people, and also to get people to basically believe and be hopeful about what they want. Because if you confuse it, then people might. I see politicians doing this in the USA, and also I saw Donald Trump do this a lot too. Like one day you say this, the next. You know who does it the most, even more than Thailand, is Lindsey Graham. Like once he'll say, "Oh, I'm over with Trump," and then the next day he'll say, "I love Trump," and this and that, and so he has a lot of moderate voters in his state. So there must be some kind of strategy. I don't think they're just being stupid.
Do you really think so? Do you really think there's a strategy behind this?
Unless they're just total airheads and they don't even know. And, I think they have to know what they're doing.
No comment.
It doesn't mean what they're doing is right, but I think that they have to think that there's some kind of purpose for it.
I think you should watch this. I think you should watch this video that I was talking about here, the "Miss You with Love from Thailand." I think you should watch that.
I saw the video and I loved it.
You loved it, and you don't think it's a bit over the top? We'll say.
Well, that's just the way the Thai people are. That's how they communicate.
No, that's not what I don't mean it in like over the top, like in flamboyant or anything. I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, you don't think that for all the things that they've said. Chuck, we can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Well, I was.
Your lips were moving, but no sound was coming out.
No, I didn't talk.
Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, God, please. I'm getting a headache now already. What the hell was I saying? I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, we're talking about, do you really believe? Oh, the video. Mm-hmm. When I say over the top, I don't mean like it's flamboyant and it's, it's oh so, amazing Thailand type video. I don't mean it that way. I mean more like I know a lot of foreigners who look at that video and they go, please, now you love us because you want us to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you love us when we're there? And, many Thai people do. They love having foreigners here, and they love the whole tourism industry and everything. But, all it takes is one bad apple, one guy to fall through the platform of, a patio platform or whatever, to fall through, get stuck, and have to be pried out naked with a crowbar. All it takes is somebody like that spreads the word. Little, bad apples. For instance, people that are having problems or have problems here because of the way that the government is run or because of the attitudes of the people or whatever, they look at that video and they go, come on, please. And then there are people like myself who believes that, yeah, here we go. Nobody falls for the video. Better if you just said, we want your money, you stupid farang. And, ever since...
I disagree.
Well, here's another one. The Thais want the farang back. The government doesn't.
Well, didn't the government make that video?
The Tourism Authority of Thailand made a video.
Yeah, that's government. No, I disagree. I think the video has a strong impact. I think the issue with your followers, your audience, is that
it's not just my audience. Some of the people that I'm talking about are people who have been in Thailand that don't even watch my channel. They've been in Thailand for years and years. I'm talking about expats who have been around, not tourists, which is who they're addressing.
Yeah, let me finish. So what I'm saying is that maybe 10% of the people are really experts about Thailand and they don't buy into it. But the normal people that are just normal tourists that will come to Thailand or have been in Thailand before for 10 days, 14 days, 20 days, they love it. It's motivational. It's priming those people. So, but the jaded expats think it's bullshit. So the different audiences think different things, and it doesn't really matter what people think. What matters is what they do. So even the people that are the jaded expats still feel like, oh, I do really miss Thailand. Oh, but they feel irritated by them at the same time. So, like example, I own an advertising agency and I write really aggressive advertising copy. And my customers get about 5 people calling them per week complaining about their advertising. But they call.
Yeah, you've told me this before.
And that's
the thing
all
is that the statistics don't lie. Okay. First of all, people, unfortunate as it may be, for the tourism industry here, because there are a lot of great things to be said about the tourism industry here, and unfortunately, people don't want to come when there's a quarantine, so that's why people aren't coming. Then you have people that even before the COVID, people sensed there was a change in Thailand. Now, some people, and I'm one of them, just kind of roll with the punches and go, whatever. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not going to let it affect my interactions with people. And if a Thai doesn't like me, oh well. I can't worry about everybody who likes me or doesn't like me. I can't worry about that. I'm not out to be loved in the world. You know what I mean? I'm out to just go through life and have a happy life and a smooth sailing, easygoing kind of life. And I think that's what tourists want. However, that there were problems in the past that had been starting to come out more often between the people on the island, that were dying, between the jet ski scams and the temple scams and all these kind of things. That said, the statistics don't lie, Chuck. The statistics show that Thailand has lost favor, a little bit of its luster. I don't know that it's going to come back and be anywhere near what it used to be, but I could be wrong. And I'll tell you one thing that wait a second. I will tell you something that I do kind of believe, and that is you never count the Thais out, because they're very pragmatic and they do whatever is necessary. And for some reason, it always works. As I said the other day, there is some je ne sais quoi about Thailand, some intangible that makes people love the country. And so, while I see the statistics and I see, them dropping in the rankings in this poll or that poll and people expressing their unhappiness, there's still a lot of things to be happy about here. And so it'll be I'm just really anxious to see how things pan out in the next, say, 3 to 5 years. That's what I want to see. Because they've already said they don't want the backpackers. They don't want that. They'd rather have one guy who spends as much as 10 people than have 10 people come in. They've already said that publicly. So they're not looking for guys who are going to come here for a week and spend $1,000. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for the tourists who are going to spend a few $1,000, $5,000 in a week.
That's impossible to screen them out for that.
Yeah, but that's what they want. And they're trying to.
It doesn't matter what they talk about wanting. All it matters is what happens. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but they can.
Well, I think it does matter, and I'll tell you why. Because the reason is because the word gets out, and the word is already out. The word gets out. Hey, they want our money. They don't give a shit about us. That's what some people think. Now, I don't really truly believe that, but the Thais are very good at doing these campaigns like Amazing Thailand and these little videos. If you remember, they did an I Hate Thailand video before, and that was a big hit. They're very good at this. So I'm not saying that it's right or wrong or whatever, but I'm saying that there are people who still are going to listen. You got the one guy that comes in here and he professes that Thailand is paradise. Okay. Now, it can be. For sure, it can be. Is it always? Hell no. Okay, it can be a pain in the ass. But as a tourist, you're just coming here for a short period of time and then you're bailing. So for some of those people, I can see that they're like, it's not as cheap as I thought it was, or hey, I didn't really like that, they charge me more for this than the Thais, or it's 5 times more, 10 times more. But you know what? Okay, I'm on my holiday. I just want to have a good time. You see what I'm saying? So I'm in the middle. I'm not leaning either way.
More than 50% of the people have come to Thailand only once in their life, and they'll never come back again because they go other places. So people are not experts about everything you're saying today is really what experts think, the experienced people, but they are a fraction. And you say that statistics don't lie. Well, in 2019, Thailand had record-breaking visits. So I believe as soon as COVID is over,
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you really
even,
believe those? Do you believe those numbers that 40 million people really came here? Do you believe that?
Yeah, I believe it. I don't think they're going to lie.
You don't think they pump up the numbers a little bit?
I
Point
believe
counterpoint.
You know, no, I don't believe that they lie about those numbers.
Okay.
We can't really have a conversation or debate it if we don't trust their numbers, because then there's no way of knowing.
There
them.
you are.
You know.
Well,
but
I mean,
but
you know, do you trust what they're going to say, what they say they're going to do?
I'm an expert, so I don't know about these things. The people I know that go to Thailand or want to go to Thailand, they
don't care about all this.
They don't care. They know it's a developing country and there's some danger in Thailand. They know the same thing about Mexico too, and they still go to Mexico. You know?
Yeah.
And
I guess.
So I think the people that are experts like you with a lot of experience, you know, a lot of them do feel you know, afraid and don't like the way the country has changed. But the common people, they have no clue about all these changes, and they don't really understand Thailand. Just like, you know, this Thailand is like a second home for me. For you, it's a home. So you are, I mean, what you know is thousands and thousands of percent more than what the average tourist knows. And I believe because of pent-up demand, I think that next year is going to be record breaking.
Really?
I think it's going to.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Let me read this here. If it was just going for tourism, I would go somewhere else more often than Thailand. But I want to live there, so the Thai officials talking bad about us doesn't bother me as much. I mean, yeah, I guess, you know. I mean, when you're a tourist, this is the thing. And I've said this for years. When you're a tourist, the difference between coming here, even as a short-term stay, and I don't mean a week, I mean like for a few months, as a short-term expat, it's much different than living here permanently. And so I think that's a big difference. And I see what you're saying about how, you know, most people who aren't really experts on the country, they just, all they want to do is have a good time, and they see that Thailand has some wonderful things. So I do agree with that. And this is why I want to see, though, just how it pans out, because I'm wondering, you know, the word of mouth spreads, but does that mean that the next generation isn't going to come here? Because, you know, this is generations of people that have been coming here now. You know, people have been coming to Thailand since the 60s. And so, you know, like in mass. And, you know, things have changed a bit since then, obviously. Let's see here. Patya Bob says, they just changed the rules to get the market segment they want. Yes. For example, and here is Patya Bob to the person who was asking earlier. For example, raise the retirement visa banking requirements to 1 million, or force people to prepay hotels to stay for longer than 10 days. Hey, Bob, good luck with your leg. Hope it heals fast. Let's see here. Yeah. Patya Bob's had some issues the last couple of the last 2 months or so. You've had some issues, man. Hopefully you'll get back to where you're not in very much pain, and you're you know, able to do some more things that you want to do. What were you going to say, Chucky?
Basically, you're kind of talking about the bad changes for the expats who live in Thailand or stay in a long time, not tourists.
I don't consider them bad, to be honest.
No, well, whatever. Some people think they're.
I consider them to be changes that certain groups of people don't approve of, don't like, and I don't know if that's for the better. What I'm saying is I don't know if it's for the best of Thailand, some of these changes and some of these implementations that have happened over the last couple of years, and whether it's going to affect the future of Thailand. I don't know. I want to see. That's the whole thing. Okay.
Well, I'd like to know, as far as GDP, what percentage comes from tourism and what percentage comes from retired people.
Well, it was 22%.
What do you mean, 22%? What are long-term
of the GDP?
stay?
No, the tourists.
No. I know, but we are not tourists, though. You are not a tourist. I'm not a tourist.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people that live in Thailand part-time or full-time. For them, for long-term stays, it's more difficult. But for the normal tourist who doesn't even need a visa to come into Thailand, it's not difficult at all. They're not screening normal tourists. They're screening the people that are retiring. If you're, a lot of people are getting aced out and pushed out, who are retiring.
Well, here's a thought, Chucky. People who move to Thailand will tolerate a lot more BS than casual tourists. That's the thing. Like, do you think I would put up with a jet ski incident if that happened to me? First of all, I wouldn't rent a jet ski because, I don't want to have to deal with that bullshit. I wouldn't. My wife wouldn't allow things to happen if she could help the situation. She wouldn't allow some of this bullshit to happen that happens to tourists. But for the most part, I think this is the thing, and it's just like with news that comes out and a lot of things. They take one incident and then it gets. It gets blown up, and then the next thing you know, it's all over the news, and people are going, "Oh my God, Thailand's so dangerous." Do I think Thailand is dangerous? No, I don't. Do I think it can be? Yeah, especially if you're a drunk tourist who opens your mouth to the wrong guy, you act like an idiot, you show disrespect. Yeah, you might just get the living shit beat out of you, and then some guy might just pay a $15 fine, and he's off. You took a beating. He gets a little slap on the wrist. That's how things work here sometimes. So I think it pays to be a good tourist, not a tourist who, in Thailand, you will get pulled up. There will be people who will call you. If you are an asshole to people, you're going to pay for it, whether it's by a taxi driver, a moto driver, the immigration, whoever, All right, Soyda Cowboy, we haven't heard much from you yet.
Well, I think that what you're saying, most of it makes sense. Look, for the casual tourists, they're going to come once, no matter what. It's why the bot exchange doesn't really matter. Whether it's 30 or 35 to the dollar, wherever that is, they're coming. It doesn't make that much of a difference. I don't think a lot of people are going to be traveling a lot for the next few years, just because they don't have the money. They don't have
the money, and I can tell you that I know some families back in the U.S. Some guys that are friends of mine that have families, and they're like, "I'm not going anywhere." It's not necessarily because of the money; it's because it's not the best time to be traveling. They don't want to go through the bullshit. They don't want to worry about getting sick and maybe something happening.
Right. There's a lot of that, the fear of being in a foreign country and getting sick, all these reasons, from the myriad of reasons. So I don't think that a lot of people are going to be traveling. Those that are going to travel is the ones that Thailand are going to focus on. And prior to COVID, they were focusing on, short-term tourists that would come and spend money shopping. So that was China and India. And China was the first wave, and then that started to slow down, although it's still the largest chunk of tourists. And they were marketing to Indians because those are countries that are very easy to get to. Thailand, it's very close.
And they have a large number of people.
Exactly. So, and they've also have a new middle class that has some expendable income that ordinarily, 10, 15 years ago, they didn't have it. So, they want these people to come in. I don't think that's going to change much. I think they're still going to try and focus on that group of people. Americans, from my perspective, and they talked about this, we're not really a priority anymore. They just don't focus on us. And they don't focus on expats, in general. That's not an important part of their economy. Regardless of how much we harp on how much we contribute to the economy, and we do, the fact of the matter is that that's not an area that Thailand wants to focus on. Vietnam doesn't focus on it. Cambodia doesn't focus on it.
Right.
Them, they want long term. They want tourisms. This cycle coming in of tourists. And I think that's going to continue. For decades. I think one of the things that could affect tourism, and certainly it affects retirees, but tourism too, is issues of political unrest that makes people nervous.
I don't think many people think of that when they think about Thailand. Some people do, but listen, things can pop off at any time. And while Thailand is pretty good about not hurting foreigners and that kind of thing when there are political protests and things like that, but that's not to say that things can't change and change very quickly. I mean, look at Myanmar, what's happening there. Now, obviously, it's a different country and kind of different situation, but it can happen. That's how it works. 1 minute, everything is cool, and the next minute, things pop off. So there are a lot of people who, if they see there's political unrest, they're not going to come here as a tourist, or they don't want to move here,
Right, exactly. I don't think that... political unrest, and you have environmental issues, that really affect long-term tourists more than, stays like us versus, short-term tourists. But, that's getting out too. It makes the news, that it's not the greatest place to be, here. That's a problem in the long term, down the road. I think that's going to come up. We always talk about these two segments, which is the tourism industry, which we're really not a part of, and then the long-term, stay, whether it's me doing my 6 months a year or you living there for 25 years. We have a different perspective on, what's tolerable.
Right.
And that,
Well, Longhorns makes a point here. A lot of expats got mad because Thailand just started to enforce the rules more. Closed some loopholes a few years ago. They weren't legally qualified to retire in China. Well, I can think of numerous people who, had the mentality of, I don't want to get a retirement visa. I'll just keep going in and out of the country every 3 months. I'm going to get a long-term tourist visa and I'm going to live there. And then when you try to tell them, listen, you got to get a regular visa, the visa that's, whether it's a media visa or a retirement visa or a business visa or a marriage visa, whatever it is that will allow you to stay longer, you're going to have an education visa. You need to get that as opposed to a tourist visa. A tourist means you are temporary. It does not mean you live in the country. And people didn't like that. And then some expats were like, oh, they're cracking down. I understand they're cracking down, but
Scott, that's the point, though, that Thailand is changing, and it used
Isn't
to be.
Isn't it always changing?
Yeah, it is, but I think that and I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong. It's this is what they want to do.
It's for the good of their country, supposedly.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and what people would say is that, 10 years, 15 years ago, it was a great place to go because you didn't have to worry about things like the visa. You could just do a border run, and they wouldn't give you a hard time about it. And so therefore it was fun to be a digital nomad and, go to
Well, let me ask you this.
So
how long should you be allowed to visit without having to change over to a more permanent type visa?
Well, Scott, I agree with what the rules are now. I think that, they have, it'd be nice, I could create.
Yeah, but I'm asking for an answer. I'm asking for a time. Like, is a year enough? Like, if you say I'm a tourist and I want to travel around Thailand, how long do you need? How long should they give you?
I don't know.
India gives 6 months, and then you have to go out for 6 months, and then you can come back.
All right.
After
well, there
that.
you go. I'm fine.
You know
with
what I mean? So to me, that's what I'm trying to figure out, and I've been trying to think of is what is really appropriate. Now, to me, I'm not 21 years old who's traveling around the world, and I love Thailand, and I want to, live here at least for more than 6 months. So I want to stay here for 9 months or a year, or maybe I meet some girl in month 3, and then I go, I want to stay for longer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, is 6 months enough? Well, in India, it's enough.
Well, yeah, but Scott,
why is it?
My point is that all I'm saying is that it used to be, you didn't have to worry about any of this shit, and that is what's changed.
You didn't have to worry about it in the United States a long time ago, and it changed.
Right. So
you know what I mean? So.
Right. So, things change. But regardless of, whether you think it's right or not, it used to be easy. It used to be a place where people would just say, hey, Mike Ben Rai, don't worry about all these issues. Just go on border runs. And you can't do it anymore. And that's, so.
Well, if you got the money, you can.
Yeah, so people change. Their attitudes change a little bit.
If you have the money, if you're willing to show the money, you can. And unfortunately, Americans especially, I think they have a hard time showing somebody their bank account. And they're like, listen, if I come in and I got a gold credit card or I got $1,000 in my pocket, why do I have to show you my bank account? Because things happen.
Yeah,
I think I think the world is changing. It's not just Thailand. That's the thing. I mean, right. I'm in the middle. Like I said, I'm in the middle. I kind of feel like sometimes they overdo it. Sometimes they're dead on. I don't have any issue really when it comes down to it. But I do think that what's going to happen eventually is every country, when you're a foreigner and you go in, you're going to have to show some sort of insurance. You're going to have some kind of a visa, kind of a passport, a vaccination passport, or whatever. You're going to have all of these things. Now, there was something about this vaccination passport. Where's it at here? If I can find it. Let's see if I can. Well, there's a. Yeah, you see, let me just say something. There's a petition on reopening the borders of Thailand for international travel. It was started, I guess, February 24th. There's 11,434 supporters, and their goal is to get 100,000. And I don't think that's going to happen. This is just an FYI. But let me find this vaccination thing here. Yeah. Go ahead.
What I found tiring or challenging was, let's say the insurance thing. I have no issues with the insurance, but it was, I had to get a Thai insurance policy for an O visa versus, I could easily get a travel insurance policy and, show that to them, but that doesn't satisfy their needs. So, and then, most of the insurance companies, they weren't, it was hard because they weren't in English. So it was hard to get it. Now they've done a better job. And you also have an issue where with insurance, if you're on an O visa, for example, then you have to match it up with when you get in the country because they'll only stamp you in for as long as the insurance is good for. So if I get a year policy and then I go home and then I come back before my visa expires, I have to sort of cancel the policy and then rebuy it. So it's the same length of time as my, when I return. So, there's little things that just make it a little bit more difficult than, than it used to be. And, even the last time I came, I remember I got I had to get a criminal background check because I had an OA visa. They didn't like the criminal background check, even though it was from the FBI. There was a specific one that they wanted, and eventually they let it slide. But I got to make sure I get that one. So it's just getting a little bit more complicated to make them to satisfy them. But again, it's either you accept it and do it, or pick a new place to go to. Maybe I just never come back and I live in Florida,
Yeah.
So, it's fun to complain every once in a while, but the fact is that, this is the way it is right now, and you just have to sort of navigate it and the best you can,
Mm-hmm.
It's their country. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, of course. Now there is It says here, this was posted a little more than a week ago. Many private hospitals are ready to offer quick COVID-19 jabs. Expect to pay 2,000 baht a dose. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, it's not that bad. $60.
It's just the Thai sources in the Thai business media have suggested that the Food and Drug Administration will likely soon give approval for private hospitals to offer their own COVID-19 vaccinations. The hospital said there is a huge demand, as many as 10 million doses for people to pay rather than wait for the government to get its act together and jab people for free. The hospitals are queuing up, and of course they're going to make money from this. Among the hospital groups believed to be on board are the Thonburi Group, Ramkhamhaeng Hospital, thank you very much. I have no problem going there. Bangkok Hospital and CASHAPP Group. All manner of vaccine will be available, including Pfizer, Moderna, Sinopharm, Sputnik, and Johnson & Johnson, suggested the sources. Hospitals want to offer a variety to give patients choices. A source at Thonburi suggested they would buy the vaccine at $17 to $40 a dose. When the cost of sending it and service charges are added, they expect to offer the vaccine to patients for 2,000 baht per dose. Having recommended 2 doses would therefore cost 4,000 baht, or a little under 100 UK pounds, or about 133 US dollars. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with paying for it. In fact, if they were to tell me I could get my vaccination right now, I would do it just to get it out of the way.
I got my second vaccine on Saturday.
All right, and you're still alive, so
Yeah, I had 1 degree temperature.
Oh, that's not a temperature,
Usually I have 98, but I was 99. That's it.
Chucky, let me ask you a question. Okay, I need to know this. Have you used the bum gun yet since we made that one video?
I don't have a bum gun. How the hell can
you haven't been anywhere if it has a bum gun or anything like that?
No, I've been trapped in West Hollywood for a year.
Well, as soon as you come back to Thailand, I'm expecting you to tell me that you...
Why don't you do a demo of how
Chuck,
to do
you know that's not going to happen. You know that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You need to do it. You're not that stupid. You can figure out how to put a fucking water hose up your ass. I mean...
By the way, Scott, does it feel good?
Oh, God. I don't like that either, Soy Dog Cowboy, because a lot of those travel medical insurance policies are much better than the crappy Thai ones. Yeah, Thai insurance, for the most part, if you're used to Western insurance, it just pales in comparison.
Right.
Thailand's smart, avoiding the AstraZeneca vaccine that Germany had just stopped. Actually, they just said that they're where's it at? Let me see here. Thai Prime Minister Prayut to be injected with AstraZeneca vaccine, and that is today. So he is set to be injected with the vaccine. He initially planned to get the vaccine last Friday, but suddenly canceled due to worries that the vaccine could be linked to increased risk of blood clots. The press is barred from attending the formal vaccination event at the government house, but the process and injection will be live streamed on Facebook. Thailand's top virologist, Yung Purarawan, will be administering the Prime Minister's jab. Yang also injected Public Health Minister Anutin Chanwirakul with the Chinese-made Sinovac vaccine last month, kicking off Thailand's COVID-19 immunization campaign. The country's rollout of the vaccine was put on pause after some of the European countries suspended the use of the vaccine due to possible increased risk of blood clots. There have only been a few cases of thromboembolic events out of the millions in Europe who got the AstraZeneca jab. Supposedly it's safe, but the vaccination program in Thailand should be continued as planned, as there is no known correlation between the blood clots and said vaccines. That's what the spokesperson for the COVID-19 Situation Administration said. His name or her name, I'm not sure. I think it's a her, Natapanu Nopakun. So anyway, he's going to get that shot. We shall see. All demos use bum guns. Yes.
By the way,
If
Scott, I
yes.
wish Thailand would do it like Taiwan. You can stay for 90 days without a visa. You could do a border run. You could do a border run every 3 months, and I think that's really realistic. So I'm actually going to be getting a place in Taipei and Bangkok, and I'll see if I like Taipei. I stayed 2 months last year in Taipei, and I really liked it, like much more than Thailand.
All
Like
right. Well,
much
maybe
more.
that's
Interesting.
But
If
they don't
I
have
give
they don't
1
have
million people,
they don't have a retirement visa in Taiwan. You have to keep going out. There is no
all right.
retirement visa.
Longhorn says, if I give 1 million people bubblegum today, many of them will die within days. Need to make sure if it was the bubblegum or not, because many people are going to die anyways. Yes. Just take an aspirin. I got vaccinated because I'd rather take my chances with a vaccine made in the U.S. than one made in China. Well, yeah. Aspirin will do it. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with blood clots ever in my life, but I know quite a few people who have, so it is a consideration. Personally, I mean, I don't know. Whatever one they have and they recommend, I'll take it. But I ain't taking the Chinese one. I don't care if they do recommend it. It's not going to happen. All right, so. Anyway, it's interesting to see all these things going down and what's going to happen. But they're saying that, the doors may not fully open until January of next year.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting because, here they are saying, you got one group of people here with this petition. They're trying to get, this is the tourism sector. They're trying to open the country by July 1st. And I don't see that happening. It says that their campaign argues that 1st of July is an appropriate date for 5 reasons. The majority of the citizens in many source markets will have been vaccinated by then. It gives time to the Thai medical authorities to vaccinate both frontline staff in hospital settings in Thailand and or vulnerable citizens around the country. It gives international travelers time to make travel plans and bookings. The date gives time to airlines, hotels, tour operators, and others to start marketing and sales and get ready for tourism operations to commence, and it will take Thailand at least a year and maybe longer to return to the large numbers of international visitors that it had before the COVID-19 crisis. To ensure the safe reopening of Thailand, the petition argues that international tourists can be asked to satisfy any safeguards the Thai government may require. This may, for example, include showing officially recognized proof of a COVID-19 vaccination from their home country, purchasing health insurance, showing proof of a negative test within 72 hours departure, and so on. So, they're arguing July 1st, and I don't see that happening. I don't even know if it'll happen by January 1st. If this is, I hope so. That's all I'm going to say.
My friend.
My thing is, I'm at the point now. Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, Chuck, but let me finish this before I forget. My thing is I want to go back to the United States and visit my parents. Okay, and I like to go with my family, and I don't. Imagine a family of 4 going, and then you got to go through quarantine, and you have to pay for all this stuff, and everybody's got to do this, and everybody's got to do that. It's a major, major hassle. So if I go alone, it's much easier, but then, my kids don't get to see their grandparents. My wife doesn't get to go. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, is it going to be that difficult for the next few years for me just to go home and visit my family? That kind of is a little thorn in my side. I don't like that, and obviously I'm only one person, and what matters is the masses, and, we don't want people walking around dropping dead. But, I think eventually they're going to have to lighten up, and it may be 5 years, 3 years before they say, okay, you don't have to have COVID-specific insurance. You don't have to walk around with masks all the time. I don't know. It bothers me a little bit when I think about it, and I think, maybe I can't even go home and see them, and they're getting old, So, let's see here. What's it saying? No different than in the U.S. The absolute number of deaths for all causes is no different over the last 3 years. I read about blood clots. The number of people died from blood clots was about the same, with or without taking a vaccine for that number of people involved. I am glad I got a smile out of you, Soy Dog Cowboy. You can't see his mouth now. There you go.
Get that Sputnik vaccine.
Well, actually, in Hawaii, they required a self quarantine. If you don't have the test results from one of their approved labs, which in Thailand they don't have any. So and each state is a little bit different. Good morning, Niall. How you doing? So
Niall.
So Scott, my top
yes, sir,
is an epidemiologist, and he works with Prayud almost every day. And he thinks mathematically, scientifically, that Thailand could easily do 3 or 4 days of quarantine if they make people test 3 days before, 4 days before they arrive, and 2 days before they arrive. That works as a form of quarantine. So he thinks, he's been saying this to me for like almost a year, that he thinks the quarantine should be about 4 days. That's what he thinks.
And still, though, Prayut has the power to change the quarantine time. He hasn't changed it.
Yeah, he told me that Prayut agrees with it, but he's afraid.
He wants to err on the side of safety.
He's afraid of a revolution. He's afraid of a revolution, not about safety.
He's
afraid of a revolution.
Oh God!
Because Thailand is due for a revolution. Thailand is due for a revolution.
All right. Well, let's not talk about that, Chuck. We don't need to be talking about those kind of things on this channel. I don't want to get a call in and from some government official telling me we can't be talking about these things.
Niall is correct. I do get a smile when I read real estate bios. I've been looking for Niall. He doesn't acknowledge when he finds something interesting, but I have been searching for condos for Niall while in Thailand. I love looking at real estate. I tell you, I got this one pet peeve about real estate listings in Thailand. And it's when they don't close the damn toilet when they take these real estate pictures. Like, close the toilet. Like, it's
they want to show you how clean it is.
Oh, it's just...
The house doesn't come with any dried fecal matter on the inside of the bowl. They want to show you that.
Yeah, it's my little peeve there. But
I understand. Yeah, nobody really wants to see that. We don't need to see an open toilet.
Right. But I tell you something, it really is incredible, the deals that are out there right now. It's just,
Oh, tell us about the deals. What? Tell me.
I mean, look, the discounts are up to 50%. And then a condo in Tongluar that would go for everywhere.
Cool.
When a condo. Check your private message in the StreamYard, please. Mm-hmm. You've got a private message, but go on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead there.
Have like a condo in Tongluar that would go ordinarily for 30,000 baht. You can get for 17 or 18,000. And obviously, I'm looking at condos on Nut, which is an area that I kind of like. It's sort of not in the tourist area. You could find a great place with, a pool and everything for 10 to 12,000 baht, for, 35 square meter, sometimes 40. There's just a lot of deals going on. And it's funny, even on my Airbnb, I was looking at Airbnbs and I'm seeing, originally per month, this would cost, 30,000 and they're dropping it to 20, people want, they need, there's no tourists. So they need, their places, which they were counting on getting revenue in to cover their mortgages, these Thai people, and they just want to get some money coming in. So they're really giving it away. It's great.
Yeah. Steven says, I was in a restaurant in Tampa tonight, and there was not an empty chair. About half were masked in, and also the servers. Cool. Yeah, I know they got a curfew there in Florida. They got a curfew for the spring breakers. It's supposed to be midnight, and they had some issues. But I don't know. If the numbers are going up or whatever. Okay, I guess Chucky's back in the stream now. Anyway, let's see here. But if you're looking at condos in Thailand.
Oh, tell me more about
getting health insurance.
I missed all that.
Is getting health insurance. All right, hang on a second. Is getting health insurance difficult, expensive for retirees in Thailand? No. Okay, go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, this is really interesting. So there's really low condo prices all over the place. Are the Thais selling them cheap too, or just along?
Yeah, no, there's. I mean, look, these developers that started building. Well, look, if you remember, and Scott certainly remembers this, there were all these empty, half-built buildings. There were so many of them. They're still standing, some of them, they just never got completed. The smart developers, they're coming in and buying land right now at a discount, and then they're not going to build until things get back to normal because, you can't, they'll take out loans for the land and low interest, and it still costs them money just to hold on to the land. But it's not going to be to the point of, if they have a building that's sitting there and rotting, because they can't sell enough units in it. So, the smart ones are sitting back and waiting. But there are developments that are under construction now, and, you can get a discount. Yeah, absolutely.
Even like in the city center, like near like Plunjit Station or near Ratchadamri Station, Tonglor, everywhere. Wow.
Everywhere.
Because usually the good deals are in the kind of semi-quality areas, but this is cool everywhere. If they're then I should buy.
Well, that's a whole nother story. I don't think anyone should buy in Thailand, but that I don't care what discount you're getting. Because your money's better off in the stock market in the United States and making money.
That's true.
Than it's too cheap to be able to rent.
Right.
Plus if you get stuck with neighbors, there's a lot of downside to ownership. Now, if you amortize, you get a deal and you amortize that over the course of 25 years, you'll probably come out ahead. And again, I was told, when buying is that you can't just look at it as an investment. You look at it as it's your home. So you kind of have, it's a different mindset. You could also look at something where, hey, if I'm paying $800 a month right now, and for $1,200 a month I can own a place and have it, maybe that's a worthwhile thing to do as well. I get nervous about the quality of construction in Thailand and all these different issues that make me nervous.
I have a video I'm going to put up pretty soon of a second place that my wife and I went and looked at. And I've said this before. That place, first of all, the area wasn't nearly as nice as the first place. The construction wasn't as good, and it was only about 300,000 baht cheaper. And for the money, it just wasn't worth it, in my opinion. And so, you really got to look and see, and think about what's going to happen in the future. You really need to look into everything before you make a decision. But let me read some of these comments here real quick. Steven says, that is only beginning. No foreigners. The stuff is going down. You're right. I saw this in Hong Kong. Wonder if Jono let his lease expire to get a cheaper one for the same type or same room. I think Jono's very happy with his place. He's very happy with his landlord. I don't see him moving. I don't think he wants to move. I think he likes it there, and I don't think he'll be moving. That's from what I know. Let's see here. Soida cover the builders will die and be dead on projects. Listen, when I first came over here, Soida Cowboy's right. There was a ton of places they were started, and then nobody ever finished them. So you'd be driving through the city and you'd see some building and it just like under construction, it'd just be collecting dust and dirt, basically. And that was that happened for a long time. Now you see building and the buildings are finished. They get finished now. So, let's see here. I have not seen a significant decline in prices of desirable condos, but the B grade, yes. Okay, so that's in Pattaya, Chuck. He's talking to you.
Yeah, I only want the A grade. The only condition I would buy, I agree with you, Soy Dog, but the only condition that I would ever buy would be if I get it in A grade at 50% discount or 60% discount, which is so difficult to get. But otherwise, because if you get in a very center A grade and I would only do it in Bangkok, not Pattaya, because it's so speculative in a tourist area. If it's if the building was like 80-90% Thai too, I don't think it's safe to buy in a building has a huge percentage of foreigners, because the Thai people stay away from that because they know.
Yeah, but the Thai people that are buying it are going to be renting it out. You're going to be living in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's
or living in a house.
Yeah, if you buy in a condo that's 90% Thai, most of those Thai people are not living in it. They're renting it out. So you'll be living in what's going to be similar to a hotel. Constantly people coming in.
There's a lot of places where a lot of Thais live.
There are. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But there's also the other side, and you don't know that in advance. Your best bet, look, if you really want to buy a condo, is to rent in that building for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and see if, hey, they've run the building well and there's not issues and I like it and whatever, then you can buy a unit in there. And
most people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, how it is. They want to buy, I gotta get it. I'm going to get a great price on it. I might get it now. And so that's why they do it. But let me read some of these things here because we're getting ahead of ourselves here, or behind rather. Longhorn, thinking long term, like when you are over 80, you can get, if you get insurance here before 65, then you get locked in and you should be okay. If you wait until after 65, then it will be harder to get insurance. Yes, very hard if you're already 80. A lot of insurers have a cutoff age below 80. It's like 65, unless you were already on as an existing customer. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why there are some insurance policies that I've been looking at, and some upgrades and all this kind of stuff. And I want to make sure I do it because I don't want to get over 65 and not be able to and be uninsurable. Let's see. Steven says, I'm not ready to buy yet, but getting close in Cebu. If you lease now on the cheap, get an extension, lock them in, baby. I looked on Ratchabimri, Chuck. It's cheaper. There's grade A.
But not much.
Okay, here's Pattaya Bob. Agree rent for 90 days. PR, find someone you trust that lives in the building you want, then make a decision. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know how people are, though. There's a lot of people, I'm going to move over there. That's it. I'm selling everything. I'm going to go. And then they come over and it's like, well, I got to have a place to live. And, they're staying in a hotel or something. They're like, I'm just going to get this condo and get everything squared away. I'll be in a week, or 2 weeks or whatever. Then maybe they make a mistake because they didn't know that the place where they're going to live is noisy on weekends. Chuck, can you put your head in the frame, please?
By the way,
we want to make this stream ultra professional.
By the way, I've already owned a condo in Bangkok before.
Okay, so
Sukhumvit Soi 10.
Okay, so tell us about it. What happened?
I tripled my money.
Okay.
In 11 years.
Turn your volume up, Chuck. That's what Longhorn says.
Huh.
Chuck's eating ice cream. He doesn't want us to see it. He's ice cream infused with marijuana.
Where is my volume? What do you mean? Turn it up.
Jesus Christ. I don't know where your volume is, Chuck. He means, yes. I don't know what turn your input volume up.
Where is it?
Sang Kun.
Jesus Christ. Listen, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you are, what you're doing with your volume. I got no idea. I don't know what kind of equipment you are. You're on your phone, blah blah blah. I don't know.
I'm on my iPhone. I don't
Well,
see
then maybe
any
you need to get
volume.
maybe you need to get a little bit closer. I don't know.
Okay, well I'll just.
You got to. Well, how do you have headphones? Are you using your headphones for the audio from the phone?
Yeah, it's picking up. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because of the headphones. Let me take the headphones off. Okay.
Okay. Don't underestimate the moisture in buildings. If you don't run the AC for a longer time, good luck. A little too much infusion. Yes, a little too much infusion. I think Chucky's been dipping into that bag a little more than he lets on. And now, look at Soy Dog Cowboy. It's like we see his eyebrows. There you go. Well, God. Why don't I'll just be like this. Hey, guys, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok.
Yeah, let's all just have the top of our heads for these.
Well, I got to say something. Now, you can't see it, maybe. I have noticed now that my hair is coming in from my most recent haircut. I have a lot of gray in my on my head now. A lot. I only had it here before, and it's been, I noticed it's been spreading to the sides, but I looked yesterday, and I was like, son of a bitch, I got gray hair everywhere. And then I said, Alex, is that gray, or is it me? He's like, nah, it's gray. You got a lot of gray in your hair now.
Isn't that fun? Like, I think I told you this story. Last year, I went to the DMV, to get my license renewed here in the States, and I filled out everything, hair brown, whatever. And I get to the line up front, and she's, reviewing my document, and she changes the hair color from brown to gray. And I'm like, and she was very nice. I said, "Oh, you son of a bitch," like that.
Well, that was her passive-aggressive way at getting at you. Don't put that it's black, mister. You got gray hair.
She was very nice. I mean, I kill them with kindness at the DMV. And they've gotten very good here in New York at the DMV. You make an appointment. I'm in and out in an hour. It's really amazing.
That in Florida, you get it at your AAA. You get your license at AAA.
At California, you can do that too. Probably in New York also.
I never knew that until I went back, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? You go to AAA to get your? They don't even have a DMV there. Well, it's inside of AAA. AAA handles everything." I was like,
"Wow,
don't you have to be a AAA member?"
No.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that.
When you get your international driving permit, that's where you go. You go to AAA. And if you're drunk,
you could have checked bald, Soy Dog Cowboy. The lady could have just checked bald, but, because you got the peach fuzz on your head.
Well, it grows in. I cut it off, but Hualang, might say Hualang.
Hualang.
Yeah. So it's it's funny though. I was like, oh, son of a bitch,
Yeah. Well,
it's just amazing when you think it goes so fast, man. It's like, we're 2 years away from 60. I can't.
Well, I'm a year and a half or something. Next month, I'm a year and a half away from 60.
Think about that.
And that's hard for me to fathom. And then, my kids, they look at me like, you freaking old man. And let me tell you something. Nicholas, he's been practicing guitar, and he plays guitar and piano, keyboards. And he's really into this group called The Strokes. And I know one of the songs by The Strokes. I don't even remember the name of it right this second, but I know one of the songs. And I liked them. They were pretty good. And, he's like really into them, and he's been practicing guitar, playing their songs. He's been trying to figure it all out. And so then and I was like, oh, The Strokes, so they're a new group or whatever, and I've been finding all these new groups. He comes to me last night and he goes, The Strokes just won a Grammy. I go, what? He goes, yeah, they won a Grammy. I said, for what? He goes, I don't know, but they won a Grammy. I saw that they won a Grammy. They won a Grammy for Best Rock Album of the Year. I didn't have a clue who The Strokes were until he told me. And I'm like, son of a bitch, man. I can't even keep up with all the music anymore, It just, everything goes by so quickly. And I certainly don't like, Beyonce and what's the other one? Taylor Swift and that kind of shit. I don't listen to that stuff. So, you
don't
know,
like Taylor Swift? Oh no.
well, I don't like her for her music.
Oh, you like her?
I don't really like her all that much, but you know,
Okay.
she's a one. Yes, I would. She's an attractive lady,
You
you
like
know, young
Blanca?
lady.
Wow.
Come on, I like them all.
Okay.
You know, listen, I'm equal opportunity, baby.
I
It
only
doesn't
like
matter. You know, come on.
I
Really,
only like ladies.
most guys who say, "Oh, I love blondes," or like, you know, the Thai taxi drivers who goes, "Oh, I don't like the dark skinned girls," and yet he's married to one. Or, you know, if you threw a hot looking dark skinned girl in front of him, you think he's just going to go, "Oh no, I don't, can't do it. No, I only want the white skinned Chinese ties." No, he's not going to do that. Come on. You know, I'm just saying.
Scott.
What? I always got to when you preface something, it makes me worried because I have a feeling you're going to be talking about lady boys or something like that, and I really just don't feel like going in that direction of the conversation.
No, I just wanted to find out how much money you collected so far for this.
You sound like a Thai. How much money you make?
No,
Zero.
zero.
Zilch. Nada.
Well, in the future, I
I
will.
don't always,
I
you
will
know,
double
contrary
it
to what
again,
people
but
think,
I can't do it
I'm
again.
not a money making machine. You know.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a machine.
Your wife told me to say this.
Oh, she did.
No, I'm just joking. She wouldn't do that.
No, she wouldn't. My wife wouldn't do that. My wife just expects certain things are taken care of. You know, that's how it works. And I expect her to take care of certain things.
And
We have our agreement.
And both of you do it. Fulfill your agreement.
We do.
You guys rock.
Well, I don't know about that, but you know.
But it would be a little bit easier when you are persuasive enough to get more people to give you money.
I don't know how I can respond to that, Chucky, to be honest.
Sorry for the pressure.
I don't know that I'm the most persuasive kind of guy, first of all.
You don't care. You're not a
Second of all, well, of course I care.
Well,
I'd rather have, there's a saying, you know, gam ki di kwa gam tot, better to take a shit than to fart. Okay? So it's better to have money in your pocket than not. So I'm always open to having money in my pocket. You know, and like Longhorn says here, Chuck, you owe him a half a cookie. Because I told him you only eat half the cookie.
Oh, no. You told. If I would have had all three.
I didn't think it was all that important. Horrible. You know, it's a half a cookie we're talking about.
It would have been horrible.
Well, I'm sure now you've built up a tolerance because you're such a marijuana aficionado.
Oh, you know what? I'm never going to have more than one. I will try one on a weekend just because and see if I have a reaction. But it was horrible. I went from the most.
Well, it didn't look horrible when you were on the stream.
Oh, when I was on the stream, I went from the best moment of my life to the worst moment of my life. It made me feel like I had extreme bipolar disorder because I felt so happy, having so much fun. And then about 30 minutes after we disconnected, I felt so paranoid. It was just crazy.
Longhorn says he's issuing a complaint. He said he paid for the whole cookie. He wants a refund for half that cookie.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He said you have to eat the half a cookie right now.
I can have it. That's fine. Sure.
All right. Wow. See, asking you shall receive.
I'll even it's in spirit of keeping my promise and also making money for you in the future. And today, right now, I will actually eat a whole cookie. Okay.
Wow. Now this is a real marijuana cookie. Let me see you take it out of the package.
See?
Dr. Norms. Okay.
See?
Yeah. Okay. Take one out.
Okay. Hang on.
Show us the bag. Keep the bag in the frame. We don't trust you now.
Oh, come on. Oh, man, they're all small. Hang on. There's like bits and pieces of the cookie like they broke up.
That's okay. If they're stuck to the one cookie, you just get a little extra.
See?
Okay. Well, it's a chocolate chip.
It's chocolate chip, peanut butter chocolate chip cookies.
Wow, that sounds good. All right, put that bad boy in, the whole thing. We want to see you eat it.
Oh, I hope I don't get sick again.
You
I hate that.
won't. You won't. Just down the whole thing. Don't you got to eat the whole thing.
No, they're really good. I want to enjoy the taste.
Oh, okay. Well, we want to make sure that the other half goes in because, All right, there you go.
Oh my God.
Longhorns, you have been
No more. I was so
Chuck's-
sick. It was horrible.
come on. It's not that bad. You liked it. This is the thing. You wouldn't have bought it if you're not a stoner. You're a stoner now, Chucky. Officially, you are a stoner. You're like Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Well, I have to find out what the right dosage is so I don't get paranoid. I was paranoid for 2 hours.
Well, this should be the right.
And I threw up, too, multiple times.
Longhorn says, Chuck, you now have his trust again.
Cool.
But, now we're going to have to go for another half an hour at least to see how that cookie affects you.
Mm-hmm. Let me time it right now.
Well, don't worry, I've got it down. I've got it under control, Chucky.
It was fun, but also it was horrible. It's really shocking how up and down this drug can make you feel.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It was.
Let me see something here. Okay. Edible dosage chart. How strong is your cannabis-infused edible? Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, it says here. What to expect from 2.5 to 15 milligrams. Stronger symptom relief. Euphoria may impair coordination and alter perception. Who's it for? Patients with persistent problems. Restless sleepers, social butterflies. Okay, so it should be quite mellow, Chucky.
My dosage was 30 milligrams. That's what I had.
That's the other day.
Yeah.
We're talking about right now. 30 milligrams, it says, very strong euphoria in unaccustomed customers, likely to impair coordination and alter perception. Consumers who have poor GI absorption of these. This is who it's for. People with significant tolerance to THC. So it's no wonder you got stoned. You're a newbie, and you did, a fairly high dosage.
First time. And I remember everything, but I still was thinking, why am I laughing so much? Why am I just cannot stop laughing? It was intense. It was. But actually, I did the math wrong. I had 25 milligrams. Just now I had 10.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, well, 10 you should be fine.
Yeah, I think I will be. I don't think I'm going to get... I love the part about being happy and laughing, but the part where I got paranoid really...
Oh, yeah, you had 25 milligrams. You didn't have 30 milligrams the last time.
25.
Well, you said you did... but I watched you. It didn't look like you ate a half a cookie. It looked like you ate the whole...
I hid it in my hand. Like, I hid it...
I didn't see that. I'm going to have to go back and do the slow motion.
You didn't see the other side. So... From right here, it looked like a cookie sticking out of my fingers, but really it was not, because I was really afraid of taking 3 of them.
Right.
And thank
God.
God.
I'd love to say that everybody is thrilled that you're like a marijuana aficionado now, but quite honestly, I mean, we're glad it makes you happy, Chucky. It makes you gay.
Yeah.
It makes
you super gay.
Super. Thanks for asking.
It may be one of the Village people members.
I'm going to
Soy Dog Cowboy. Where are you going to go run?
Run to this bed that's behind me. I'm exhausted. It's that daylight savings time. You started at 10 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. So it's a little bit later here.
Oh, that's right. We forgot all about that.
I know.
Forgot all about that.
So I'm definitely gonna.
He's gonna bid me adieu.
I am.
Just going to say good night, goodbye. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I think that I made a mistake when it came to Lori being on tonight. I think that she was going to be on Wednesday or Thursday, not on Tuesday, which is what it is today.
All right.
Hang on a second here. What? How much money?
Anyway.
How much? All right. Well, you take it easy there, Sword Out Cowboy. Goodbye.
Thank
and
you.
D and all that good stuff.
Thanks for the real estate advice.
Yeah. All right. So what are we saying here,
Real estate
Stephen?
advice was really good.
Okay. How much money? I don't know. How much money for them cookies, Chucky?
I think it was about $18.
$18 for a bag. That's not too bad if you just eat 1 or 2 cookies every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
And let me check the bag and see how many are in the bag.
It should tell you probably.
Extremely delicious.
Yeah, so you know what I would end up doing is going, man, these are so good. I got to have another one. And like, yeah, one more. And then the next thing you know, you'd be totally shit-faced. You'd be slobbering all over yourself.
Oh, this has it has only 10 cookies.
Oh. So $1.80 a cookie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're making money, you know. They got to, you know.
I thought
we all got to eat.
I thought they would taste different and taste disgusting, but they actually were. They're really delicious.
Uh-huh. Well, it looks to me like Stephen K is talking about buying something in Ecuador or something. Buying property or rather a condo or something. And I didn't, I saw it, but he hit 5 years a couple of times. 4 times. Let's see here. No foreigners. The stuff is going down. All things hotels. Trying to backtrack here and figure out everything. The foreigners will come back to Thailand. I just don't know if they're going to come back as in the mass quantities that they were here in 2019 and prior. Has it already hit you already, Chucky?
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. We got 49 people in the stream here. We had about 65 or something. Now here comes. Look at. Yeah, he must have got. Yeah, look at him. He's giggling like a little schoolgirl. Jesus Christ! Is that all it takes? Is one little cookie?
Okay.
Look at this guy.
Let me act serious now.
The focus is on you.
I'm serious.
You can be the center of attention. It's all right. I don't particularly care if I am.
You are always.
Did you puke before or after the pizza that you had the other night there?
After the pizza. It may be.
Maybe it was the pizza.
I ate 5 regular cookies with the pizza. Like big.
What? Oh, regular cookies.
Yeah, big ones.
Oh.
I ordered a pizza and chocolate chip cookies. And oh my God, it felt like the chocolate. It just felt like it tasted so good. It was unbelievable. Like it was so good. It was like the most delicious.
Don't make me laugh.
In my whole life. Like I wanted to savor it, and I ate them really slow, and it was just like so.
So what are you gonna do when you come to Thailand and you can't get your fix of edibles, Chucky? You're gonna
Oh, I've only had this is the second time. I don't use these on a regular daily basis.
But now you're considered a user, man. You are a user of well, I was going to say illicit substances, but they're not illicit.
Yeah. Well, it's legal. That's why I tried it. I thought, what the hell? I'm going to try it. I know marijuana is not dangerous, very dangerous. It's safer than alcohol. So I thought, what the hell? I'm going to try it.
Why not? You only live once.
Yeah, and I did. And now I know I cannot have, 2 cookies or 3 or 2.5. I can't do that. I mean, it was really it was a great experience at first.
And then it became a really bad experience. Like I literally thought I was going to die.
You're going down, Chucky. That's what Stephen K says. You're going down.
But we'll see.
It only takes one, baby. That's it. Believe me, in another 10 minutes, we're going to get the gist of how hard it hits you. You already got the giggles. You're starting to already. So, but that's all right. Listen, as long as you're happy, Chucky, that's all that matters.
Well, if me getting high gets you more money, then it's okay.
Then you're all for it.
I'm not going to go for 2.5 or 3 though. I might. It's not.
You might need 10.
I will do anything for you, Scott, but I won't barf for you.
That's a bit. Listen, this year Thailand gets 6 days to celebrate the Songkran Festival. April 10th to 15th. The holiday is running from April 10th to April 15th. Isn't that interesting? There are going to be water play areas that allow water fights and splashing to go along with the COVID check-in. What the entrance or what here? It's water fights, blah blah blah. Oh, in the water play areas, when you get to the area, you're going to have to wear face shield, goggles, and raincoats to be required in the splash zones. But the idea is still being discussed. So if it's still being discussed, it's not finalized, which is what they always do in the news. Here, they're always, this is a proposal. It's still a proposal. But supposedly it's going to go through. And, last year there was no Songkran Festival. Now there's 8 additional holidays this year in 2021, including an extra day. Well, actually, it's an extra. See, this is what I mean. They're saying they're proposing April 10th to April 15th. As of right now, it's April 12th to the. As of now, it's April 12th to the 15th, which is an additional day. But they still want the additional 2 days. Hey, if you're into Songkran and you're here, you're going to have to go to the little play areas. I thought about doing it, actually. I thought about, hey, maybe I'll go out this year and get involved in it. But you know what? I don't want to have to go all through the bullshit. I don't want to have to go, put a mask on, put goggles on, wear a raincoat. I don't need all this bullshit. I don't want to do it all that badly, All Chucky needs is some tasty waves, a cool buzz, and he's fine. Yeah.
Someday I'll drink beer on the show.
Oh, goody. So, now, if I can get you to drink a couple shots of tequila, that would be good.
No, I'll throw up. Anytime I had alcohol, I threw up. I can't. I'm afraid to try. Seriously. I can drink. I can go to the special super Thai market and I'll drink beer, Singha beer.
Uh-huh. Which one is this? This is the Anejo. This is the Anejo right here. Good stuff. Ka Anejo. Very good. And I have the extra Anejo, which is what I really like. I like the extra Anejo tequila. You get a chance, you got to try that, Chucky. Try the extra Anejo with a little chocolate chip peanut butter ganja cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And, they'll balance each other out.
I guess I should look up on YouTube on how to use a bum gun. I bet you I could learn from doing that.
I'm sure you can.
I'm afraid to shoot that water. I don't know where the hell to shoot it.
Oh, God. What are you afraid of? Where's the fear? It's not like it's going to tear the asshole out of you.
No, I don't think that, but it might. The dirty water might spray somewhere else. I don't know. I got to learn how to do it.
I'm going to make you the focus right now.
But I don't have a bum gun, so I cannot learn right now. I can't. I don't have one. And well, where are you though, Scott? Are you still? Oh,
I'm right here.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
Okay.
I just want to hear you talking about your fear of the bum gun. It's a little water. That's all it is. I mean, just imagine this. You pour water over your head.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Are you scared of that?
So let me
Are you
ask,
afraid of having a shower? Are you afraid of a shower?
let me ask you a question. Okay.
Oh God.
So if this is, where is the, okay, right? See that?
I see your two fingers together making a little OK sign.
Okay. So this is the bum gun thing. Do I spray up like
What's
that
the bum gun? What is the
or
bum
down?
gun thing? Your finger?
No, not yeah, my finger. Do I spray
Chuck, it's not fucking rocket science.
which angle do you spray down so the water
Dude,
flows
you're going to have
down?
to figure that out for yourself. Whatever makes you the cleanest.
Okay.
I don't know the configuration of your butthole, if there's anything going on down there. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it. All I know is you spray the water in that region, you give it a nice 15, 20-second spray around, right? You can pat dry it if you want. You can drip dry it if you want. And then you go on your merry way. And it's a hell of a lot cleaner than scraping your hairy ass crack with some thin Thai toilet paper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? Or, Scotch Charmin there in the United States. I don't know. I don't know what kind of toilet paper you use. If you go all out for the good stuff, the 25 ply.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How difficult is it, Chuck?
How difficult is it?
Using a bum gun.
I just didn't know where to squirt it, and I didn't want the water to squirt
Well,
all
where do
over.
you think you squirt it?
I didn't know where. I don't know. Forgive me. Please forgive me.
Well, I mean, do you think you sprayed up your nose?
I'm not a natural born bum gunner like you.
Do you think you sprayed up your nose? It goes to the asshole. Where does shit come out of?
I know. Okay. All right.
I cannot believe you.
The first day
that
I get to Thailand, I will try the bum gun. First day.
All right. We're going to stream it.
Before I unpack.
We're going to have to stream it. You're going to have to put the camera there. We don't need to see anything. We just need to hear what's going on. Because
yeah.
We need to hear. We want the sound. You don't have to put the video. We don't need to see the video. I don't think that would go over very well. But, if you want, we can hear the we can hear that. And
God, I'm going to turn it into a revenue stream. So I'll set up if something like if 6 people donate $10, I will do it. And if people donate 1,000, I'll even show them my asshole.
No, you won't be. You're not going to do that. We can't. We're not going in that direction on this channel. I refuse to do that. Listen, I don't really like most of the streams that I do. To be completely honest, I mean, it's nice that I get to talk to people, but when it comes to the subject matter and all that, there's a lot I don't like in my streams and in some of my videos. To be completely honest, I like very, very few of my videos and very, very few of my streams. I've had some fun, but when it comes down to it, the last thing I need is that would be the low point of my life, Chuck, to have a live stream of you with your asshole being shown. I just don't. That is the ultimate low. I hate to tell you that.
Well, hey,
I wouldn't want to see that on a female, much less you. I don't need to see that in a stream.
You know what I'll do is I'll hire a really hot female, right?
No, it's not going to happen. You're not going to do that on YouTube, and you're not going to do it in private or any. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it. I don't care. Do your business. Listen. All I want to know is, have you figured out that the bum gun is not for the maid? It's for you, and it's much, much more hygienic than toilet paper.
Longhorns, I like your advice. That's a great idea.
Okay, listen. I just got a message from someone. It says that Marvelous Marvin Hagler's wife insists he did not die from a reaction to the COVID vaccine, and says that the speculation that he did die from it is hurtful.
Who is he?
It was Tommy Hearns who suggested that. Now, I remember seeing that in his thing. Marvin Hagler, you don't know who Marvin Hagler is?
Sounds really familiar.
He's a very famous boxer who fought Sugar Ray Leonard and fought many, many fighters. Tommy Hearns, one of the greatest middleweights of all time. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested to know how, he died very young at 66 years old, and he was, extremely healthy and fit, you would think, but I don't know, why would he die at 66? That's pretty young.
Yeah. How soon after the vaccine did he die?
Soy Dog is gone. He's gone night-night. He's very tired. Yeah, he's very tired. What is this? Don't trust the bum gun until you perfect it, Chuck. Still wipe your ass after you use. Oh, come on, Jesus Christ. We have to talk about this. Listen, I'm going to say it again for all those people out there. Imagine you have shit smeared on your arms. Now, if you use toilet paper and you just wipe it off, are you really cleaning yourself? No, I don't think so. If you use water and then you kind of do a final little pat dry / wipe, it's going to be more hygienic.
I agree with you.
After all the places that Chuck has gone to, what is it, 101 countries?
Yes, 101.
Okay. He still has not ever used the bum gun. After living in Thailand, at least part-time, for many years, he still doesn't know how to use the bum gun. He thought it was for the maid. It's just crazy. Chuck is moving to the kitchen again. Yeah, he wants another cookie.
No, I'm getting more water.
You got the munchies, or he's got cotton mouth now?
Oh,
I love how...
I had extreme cotton mouth from the...
I love the unprofessionalism of this longtime radio personality, this experienced 30-year veteran of the radio industry. I think that's probably why. What I should do is let me see if I can do this. I could do it. I'm not going to do it. What we should do is not worry about framing you. We should just put the audio on. But, to see your face when you're laughing is half the fun. When you're stoned on your peanut butter chocolate chip marijuana cookies. Do you want him just to use the bum gun and then pull his pants up? What if he didn't get it all? Gotta become efficient. Well, then do a longer spray. Spray from front to back. Do a longer spray. Give yourself a little time, pat dry, and then if you so desire, get a wet wipe and see, how things manifested themselves.
Okay.
Was there anything left over? It's really not that difficult, Chuck. It'll take you one time, and then you'll be like, wow, ooh, I feel a little more fresh. Speaking of fresh, it was Marvin Hagler that said, you got to use right guard because anything else would be uncivilized. That's what he used to say in the commercial, in case everybody wants to know.
That's a great copy line. I love that.
Yeah, it is. Chucky, you need to go to bum gun school. What am I going to do? I'm going to start a bum gun school. That's it right there. That's a niche. I don't know that there are any bum gun schools. I'm going to have to start it. We're going to have squat toilets lined up. We get 20 people in a class. And you get, 10 squat toilets and 10 Western toilets, and you get everybody comes in. They pay, 2,000 baht a head or a butt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to teach them all how to use the bum gun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of course, they are not naked. They wear like a bathing suit, and you just kind of show them. Chuck, we'll let you become the first instructor.
Cool.
Not all bum guns are equal. That plays into it. Yes. You get these bum guns that have a weak stream. Those are not very good because you got to worry about, being clean. Yeah. Look up Hagler Hearns, Chuck, and you'll find that they were engaged in one of the greatest fights ever. It's a 3-round fight. Fantastic, nonstop, brutal battle. Great fight. But he passed away at the age of 66. And, that's pretty young. And he was very, very fit. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's all over the place. You can find that fight or just the first round or the last round. The whole fight, you can find everything on there.
Cool.
Listen, I got 5 minutes left here. Okay. till I hit 2 hours. It's a 2-hour stream. I think that's a good time, good period of time to stream. I'm not out and about, and I'm probably not going to go out and about for at least a couple of days. I got things to do, people to see, places to go, all that kind of stuff, and I don't always have time to stream. And I don't want to stream all the time because I get burnt out on it. You know. So, you know, I do plan on going somewhere in the next week or so, maybe 10 days, something like that. I would like to go down to a beach and spend a few days down on one or several beaches. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody in my family is going to be able to go with me, which is a bit of a drag. It used to be I liked to go alone. Now I don't particularly like going alone. You know, I miss being at home. I miss being with my kids and all that kind of stuff. Ho, thank you very much, Stephen. At the buzzer. Appreciate that. You are the first and the only super chat of the day. I wish I didn't have to say that, but nevertheless, Chokey, every little bit helps. If anybody wants, there are T-shirts. I said there is a new code for the T-shirts and mugs, and that code is anal swab. It's down in the description. Anal swab. You'll get 20% off of your order. Okay, just use the code anal swab. I just like saying that. Anal swab.
You're really into anal stuff.
No, I'm not really into anal stuff.
Can I tell the audience something about you?
I don't know.
I don't know if I can talk about this.
Well, maybe you shouldn't then.
Let me try.
Is it going to piss me off?
I asked, because I'm gay, right? And you're straight. So I asked you to, just in a very genuine way, I said, how does it feel when you're doing it versus vaginal or anal? And you told me.
I did?
Yes, you
You've
did.
never been with a woman in your life?
No, I never hugged a girl, kissed her, nothing.
Really?
But, no, I have no interest.
So how do you know you don't like women?
You want to try a man so you can find out?
No.
Well, I'm the same way. I know.
Yeah, but isn't it normal to want a woman if you're a man?
Not if you're gay.
I mean, I don't get it. All right, but I'll let it go at that.
Yeah, there's just people.
Because I don't want to try a man to find out, and I guess you don't want to try a woman. But
my dad tried a man. He told me when I told him I was gay.
Oh, really?
It was really boring.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there you go. Steven's out of here. You ran him off, Chuck. Some people just, I understand it. It's like just too strange and too weird. For me, that's the thing. It's weird for me. Steven, thank you again, and take it easy. I'm sure I'll talk to you shortly, or soon at some time. So thank you very much. And
I like your
take
shirt,
it easy.
by the way. It's really cool.
My shirt?
Yeah, show us your shirt. I love it.
There you go.
I
don't wear this shirt all that often, but I do kind of like it. And a lot of people like it for some reason. I don't know why. Listen, this T-shirt was given to me. I got so many T-shirts. Really, I probably got 100 T-shirts at least. And most of them are old. I've got some that I bought. I've got some that people have given me. I've got some that, my mother has sent me from trips that she's been on. I've got some that I've got from trips that I've been on. And I've come to the conclusion, because I need to go through some of this stuff and start giving some of this stuff away. I've come to the conclusion that I need to start buying more collared shirts again, because I'm an elderly man now. A T-shirt now and then is fine, but I think for an elderly man, you need to basically have at least a casual collared shirt, such as the one that you're wearing yourself. But then, don't gay guys have a lot of style, Chuck? Isn't that how it works?
But not everything I am about my personality is gay. Not a lot of stuff not.
Listen, Longhorn says you can hug a girl, Chuck. Straight guys hug guys.
Oh, I hugged a girl before. I never hugged a girl romantically.
Oh. You never did the grind with her, the bump and grind on the dance floor or anything?
No. Just like hugging, like, hey, how you doing? No, that's okay. No,
Okay.
I knew that I was gay when I was 10.
Well, your sexual orientation is what it is, and more power to you. That's what I'm going to say.
It. There's a lot of benefits to being gay. A lot.
I don't know. I want to go there. I don't know that I want to go there, Chuck. Oh, God. Anyway, do we have anything else to talk about here?
Someone bring up a subject.
Go ahead.
Tell someone to bring up a subject that's watching.
All right. Well, Longhorns just brought one up. 90% of my shirts were collared until I started going to Thailand. Has a girl ever got you excited, Chuck? Oh, yeah, Chuck, I forgot. Has that cookie started kicking in yet?
I feel something a little bit, but nothing like before.
Yeah, wait until we get off the stream. You'll probably start freaking out again. Just don't call 911. It's only marijuana, man. It's not going to kill you.
No, I know. I didn't do it.
Yeah, has a girl ever got you excited, Chuck?
No, never.
Longhorns, we need to take Chuck to a massage parlor where he gets a real traditional Thai massage, and then she'll give him a happy ending.
Oh, I had them try to do that many times. I tell them no.
And you never caved in?
No, I say don't do that. You really? I'll tell you what. I will make a deal with you.
No, I don't want any deals.
I will do that, but first you have to get a happy ending from a guy.
No, that's not going to happen. I have a hard time getting a massage from a guy. I'll tell you what, this little guy, I will admit this little guy, I went to go get a foot massage, and, they got all these cute, they're not real cute, but they're okay, these kind of, sort of, halfway decent girls. They're always trying to get you to come into the massage parlor. And I went to this one massage parlor twice, and one was outside. They used to have this little massage parlor outside. It's the same company. And another one was inside. The inside one, I had some old lady give me a massage, and it was terrible. It was really bad. And I was like, oh, God. And I was going to get a 2-hour massage, and I just went, no, only one. And then I had the one that was outside, and, I'm waiting for the girl to come in and everything. And then this little guy comes in, and he was about as gay as, he's as gay as they come, I guess. You could just tell he was of that persuasion. And he started giving me a massage. He gave me a great foot massage. I was like, hey, you know what? Listen, I'm comfortable with my own sexuality. The guy's giving me a great massage. I'll let him give me, a foot massage. Now, this was purely a traditional Thai place that doesn't give happy endings, and he didn't try anything, and nobody came in and said, hey, mister, you want anything else? And I don't really want that anyway, so, he gave me the massage, and I thought, hey, good massage. Mm-hmm. So, I don't particularly want a guy giving me a massage, but you know what? If that's all they got, I'm not going to say, nope, sorry, I'm going somewhere else because I want a chick to give me a foot massage, because let's face it, it was only a foot massage. It wasn't a body massage. It wasn't like, hey, put this towel over your privates kind of thing, and I didn't feel any little hand coming up there giving me a little tease. So, can't get him a happy ending. He's gay. That would be like Chuck trying to get you a happy ending from a guy. Can't do that.
I kind of...
How did we get on this subject?
Scott, in a little bit of a way, I kind of a little bit had some experience with nudity and a woman.
Okay.
So
do we really want to hear this? Is it exciting, thrilling information?
Well, I don't know. It's up to you. I can tell you if you want.
I'm saying, do you think it's something that the viewers really want to hear?
It's funnier than hell.
Okay, well, go ahead.
So, I was in Vietnam. This was a long time ago. And I told this little girl where we were staying, me and my boyfriend, I had a Vietnamese boyfriend. I said, tell your parents I'm going to go get a massage at the Rex Hotel. And they looked really shocked. And what I didn't know is...
There's a Rex Hotel in Thailand.
Oh, okay. So what I did.
It's called the Rex.
Oh, okay.
But it's not gay. It's not a gay kind of place.
No.
It used to be, back in the day, it was a very, it was like one of those places where it was a coffee shop, like a little, people would go after they went out partying, and they'd go there and there would be girls there and stuff like that. Anyway, go ahead.
Rex Hotel is kind of a little bit expensive, and it's right in the city center, and it's really famous. Many people have stayed there throughout the many decades.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get a massage, and I wanted a professional, so I went to the spa, and I was getting a massage, and I didn't realize this, but the expensive hotels have hookers. I didn't know that. So all of a sudden, I could feel some boobies on my back. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I could feel her vaginal lips on my butt cheeks. And I said,
her vaginal lips, her... And did you get a Woody? Tell the truth.
No, I didn't. No. I said, what are you doing? She said, you like? And I say, I know like. She said, why you come here? You crazy. You crazy, mister. Why you come here?
And so what happened?
I had to end the massage. It was too much. Would you?
Why was it too much? You just tell her to stop and continue with the massage part.
No, and I have to tell you, this woman.
Although I wouldn't want some masseuse like doing that to me out of the blue. She just starts rubbing her snatch up against me, on me, like her bare snatch.
Yeah,
that's a little presumptuous, don't you think?
Well, I found out that they have prostitution in all the big hotels. I had no clue about that. I didn't know, but all of you know.
You're living under a rock, Chuck.
Shocked when I told the little girl that I'm going to get a massage.
The girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I told the little girl, because she spoke really good English, and I said, tell your mom and dad and tell Timothy. I said, tell Timothy I'm going to the Rex Hotel to get a massage. And they all just stare at me with a daze, like, what? And you're telling us?
So you didn't know.
And then they all waited for me to come home and hear the story. They all wanted to hear the story, like about 10 family members. And they were just laughing.
I don't know that the story translated very well to the stream, Chuck, but I can picture your you being startled.
I think the only thing that you would like, and the stream would like, is that this woman may be the best looking Asian woman I ever saw in my life. Like extreme goddess. Extreme goddess.
Yeah, did you all have a cigarette and some tea afterwards, or after you finished?
I saved the cigarette for you. Because you would like her. But I know, don't worry, I don't know her phone number, so I'm not going to be able to tell you. But
oh, God. You know what? This is... Listen. I'm going to mute you. This has gone... We have gone... hang on a second. Listen. It's gone too far. It's gone too far. You're still on. It's gone too far. We don't need... You know what? We really... and forgive me. I apologize. We should not have started in this direction. I don't want to go in this direction with my channel. I never want to go in this direction with my channel because I just don't give a shit about it. I don't care about it. I don't want to know about it. It's just... maybe it's funny once in a while, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of shit that people don't want to talk about. Kind of like poo and triangle talk. Listen, there's a time and a place, and on this channel is not the time and place. And I'm not blaming you, Chucky. I blame myself. But there's just a time and a place to talk about these things. And I just don't. We don't need to get into that. Yeah. So my apologies to everybody, but Chuck, I'm laughing at your story. It was very funny. And I hope that cookie makes you feel good. The one cookie. Maybe you need more.
No more.
No more?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to force you. I don't want to try to, be a bad influence on you.
I feel something.
Well, that's good. As long as you're not throwing up and, getting that way, then we're all good. So, anyway, I think that provides us with a segue to the conclusion of this stream. Yeah, because I don't really have much more to talk about. We already went over the subject today, which was about the different ways that the Thai government, the news rather, comes out with these things like it is fact. You see these headlines. It's like they're mulling this, or they're going to do this. It's going to be 7 days now, and it hasn't been finalized yet. And then, people start to think this is going to happen, and it's just a proposal. Nobody has confirmed anything until it comes out in the Royal Gazette. Until a particular piece of information comes out in the Royal Gazette, it's just not going to happen. How come this? Why has this been? This stream has been limited when it comes to the monetization. Unbelievable. And I bet you it has to do with some of the lovely talk that we've had. I don't know why though. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I need to do videos of frogs or something. Wonder how many on here now looking up the Rex Hotel in Vietnam.
Ultra hot girl.
Let me see. Well, let me look something up here.
She looks like Miss Vietnam.
Rex Hotel Saigon.
Yeah.
It's a luxury hotel. Well, it's actually not that bad. You can get it on trip.com for 1,675 baht. It's a famous luxury and business hotel in Ho Chi Minh City. 286 rooms, 5-story building in District 1, close to the Saigon Notre Dame Basilica and the Municipal Theater. In 2003, it underwent extension and renovation works in its architecture, interior design, and engineering services. It is owned by the state-owned enterprise Saigon Tourist. Anyway, it was constructed in 1927, so there's a little bit of information there. And apparently, according to Chuck, it has great-looking women working there. It says the decline and revival. After the Vietnam War ended in 1975, the state's Saigon Tourism Bureau took ownership of the hotel and renamed it the Ben Chan, the city port. The hotel was used as the location for press conference announcing the reunification of Vietnam in 1976. In 1986, the hotel was renamed the Rex Hotel, and I'm actually going to put up the link to this hotel just in case there's people out there who want to see this.
Good for the price. It's amazing. It's actually, to me, it looks like $160 hotel.
Okay, Steven is back on here. Here's the hotel. If I wanted a real massage, it would startle me as well. If I go in for a massage, I want a massage. If I knowingly go into a place that is, like a soapy, you know that you're going there, and although you may get a little bit of a massage, you're basically going to get something else. So I would be startled, and I certainly don't want that now. I really don't. I don't want a massage really. I almost never want a full-on massage anymore. I want a foot massage. I'll take a hand massage, maybe a neck massage, but I don't want the whole bending me backwards and cracking my legs and all that. First of all, because sometimes they're going to do things to my feet. I have to make sure that they're careful with my feet because, I've got my left foot is not in great shape. I've got a bad hip. I've got a bad knee. So now that I've gotten older, I don't want them trying to twist me into a pretzel to make me feel better. I don't want that. That's why you get a hand massage, you get a foot massage, you get a neck massage. Beautiful. And then you don't usually have some chick going, let me rub my tits on your back, as in the case with Chucky. So, Anyway, listen, a little tidbit of information. Make sure you know what kind of massage parlor you're going into before you go in. Or you might get a little surprise. Now, some of you might like that surprise. Some of you may not,
And they have that in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. I stayed at a hotel, and I went up to get a massage, and I got a suspicious feeling. And I said, "This is a real massage, right?" He said, "It's a real happy massage." I said, "Oh, I think I know what that is, right?" Oh.
All right. That's enough. But listen, the last time when I went to Malaysia, I got a massage, and this girl came up, and she just irritated the hell out of me. I had to get rid of her as fast as I could. She saw my camera, one of my cameras, on the like the nightstand or whatever, and she kept saying, "You clack clack clack, you clack clack clack." That's all she could say is, "You clack clack clack, you clack clack clack." And I said, "Yeah, I clack clack." And then I was like, "Oh God!" And she just irritated me.
Yeah,
so,
I hate it when you get a massage and they irritate you.
She got the boot. I didn't want to talk to her. I just wanted a freaking massage. I didn't want to talk to her. All right, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck's got the massage story. He's got the bum gun story, he's got all kinds of stories. But unfortunately, we don't want to hear all of those stories. Some of those are best left amongst he and his friends. That's all I'm going to say. All right?
You're going to have to edit better.
I don't have to edit shit. Really.
You're the producer.
Anyway, that's all I have. Guys, thank you for joining me once again. Chucky, really appreciate your wonderful stories and your happy nature. I hope that cookie hits you smack in the head. I don't even know what to say. Anyway, how did I get into this? I'm generally a serious guy, and I get into these subjects that I really don't want anything to I don't even want to broach the subject anymore. Poo, or bum guns, or happy endings, or toys, or I don't even want to hear about them anymore.
Let's talk about something more serious.
Yeah.
Let's make it serious.
The next stream, I don't know what the next stream is going to be about. I haven't got it planned. I have no idea. If you've got an idea for a great stream, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I think that's a good idea. If you've got an idea, let me know. I may or may not, take it into consideration. I don't know. But I will tell you this. Sometimes the streams get a little carried away, and we get into subject matter that I would rather not ever talk about, because I didn't grow up as a young man thinking I want to be on YouTube talking about, some of the subjects that we talk about. The map behind Chucky has nipples. It does?
Nipples?
I don't know. Oh, Tom's Crazy World. Thank you very much. The Chuck Effect. Yes, we're on we're on the air right now. We've got the Chuck Effect going on.
Cool.
Whatever that is. Bum Gun Chuck has a certain effect on people. Now, listen, I give him shit, but, Chuck's a good guy all the way around. And whatever he does with his little concubines is up to him. Makes no difference to me. I'm happy in my life, doing things my way. He's happy in his life. Doing things his way.
Some of my dates, they've seen your pictures, seen your videos on YouTube.
I know. I know.
You're hot.
You've already told me.
Scruffy daddy.
Yeah. That's a little too much information,
I don't think
Chuck. You're going to change it. You know, people are going to start thinking that maybe like I bat for the other team, and I don't. And you know that. I don't bat for the other team. I bat one way only, and that's with the wife. And my wife is 100% woman. Let's get that clear. You know, it's interesting to hear about Chuck's life perspectives as a gay man. Now, okay, I guess, you know, that's a subject in itself. Chuck, if you're available on Thursday, maybe we'll make that the subject. You know, the life perspectives of Bum Gun Chuck, of the gay, how do we say this? How do we phrase it? The gay perspective. Chuck's gay life perspectives. Whatever. Doesn't matter. The world according to Bum Gun Chuck. I'll let you figure it out, Chuck. You can.
But I'm not a typical gay person. I'm not, and I'm also. It doesn't make me like super liberal, like Nancy Pelosi, and you know.
Well, Nancy Pelosi's gay.
No. I'm saying I'm not a lefty.
Next book, How I Became a Switch Hitter. Oh God, it's interesting. Oh yeah, here we are. Next, yeah. What did I put that up? There we go. Next book. Next book. How I Became a Switch Hitter. That's not going to happen.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible. You know, I think there's no one that is watching this or follows you that would ever doubt that you're hetero. They would never think that, because you can feel your passion.
You might be surprised. I guess
they can feel it.
I'll be honest. What I learned when I got here, one thing that I learned that was very that hit home for me, is if you got one woman, you got one set of issues, one set of situations and problems and how you deal with them. If you got two, you just got, you know, it's not like, wait, I got two chicks, I got three chicks on the line, I'm banging them all. Yeah, we also got three sets of problems. And you know what? That's the last thing that anybody really needs, is extra problems, extra issues, extra hassles, extra headaches. So that's why it's better. If you want a bunch of different women, it's better you just pay as you go, in my opinion. You know, and if you are okay with being with one, then you get one and you stick with that one. You know, and I had my fun as a younger man. Oh God! No, let's not do this, Longhorns. Let's not even get. Can we steer away from that direction, please?
You know what? Longhorns is excellent.
He's excellent.
Like his comments, I give him the best comment award.
Best commenter award.
Comment post award.
Oh,
sorry, I'm feeling it now.
Money is money. Listen, I don't care. There used to be a fighter. Well, there have been numerous fighters, but one particular fighter who did some kind of a photo shoot, and I guess that it was semi-nude and nude, and he just thought I was making some money, you know, because the guy wanted to photograph me, but you know. It ended up being a little bit something more than that. And then it was like, you know, it came out and he was like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be used for that. So, and anyway, you know, listen, I don't even know what to say anymore. All I know is I've gotten to the point in my life where, listen, I got a wife and kids. I don't even think about, you know, like, yeah, I just don't even think about it anymore, because, you know, we got our own things going on. We got our own goals. We got our own, you know, things that we like to do together as a family. And the last thing that I got time to think about is, you know, broads, you know.
Yeah, that was a very long time ago.
I've been married a long time.
Yeah, very long time. And if you look at Scott, you won't think that, you know, could be all that successful, but really the real shining star is his wife are his wife and kids, and his kids are really cool. They're like so international.
I don't know if they're so international, but they're good kids.
I can see the Thai in them, but I can also see the Western in them too.
Mm.
And it's really cool for me to watch that. I think it's
you know what? I'm waiting for Alex actually to send me some more photos of his trip. He sent me, a few photos, but only 3 of them were with him in the photos where he was diving, and I want to see more of them. I really wanted him to show me, so he said, I got some, but I'll have to send them to you. And he's busy doing things, and he just. But yeah, I'm proud of my kids. I'm proud that they're good kids and they're not like I was. Because if they were like me growing up, man, my life would be a lot harder. I'm so thankful for that. Because my mother said to me once, I said, "Oh, come on, I wasn't that bad," and she said, "What? Are you kidding? You were horrible." Because I was. I probably put them through hell. I made them worry, and I still remember, I will tell you this one story and then we'll end on this. I still remember one night going out drinking, and I used to drink Southern Comfort, of all things. And, I used to smoke weed and Southern Comfort, and I would snort a little Coke once in a while because, that was back in the day of the cocaine cowboys, and I was living in Miami, and, And I went out one night, and I had a curfew, and I used to bitch about my curfew because I used to like to go to the midnight movie, and so I went out, and one night I just drank too much. I got shit faced. I come stumbling in, and I'm sure my parents kind of were waiting to see if I was going to come home. They kind of keep an ear out for me. Well, I came home and I was stumbling in. And before my mother could get to me, I reached the doorway of my room, and I was in the hallway, and my sister's door was right across from me, and I just spewed all over the place. My mother walks up, I'm spewing in the hallway, and I just fell into my bed, and that was the end of me. And guess who had to clean it up? Mom. Now, I was completely trashed. There was no way I was going to clean it up. I could barely stand up, and somehow I think I drove home. I don't remember if I was driving then or not, but man, I was just bad. I put them through hell, I made them worry. I feel bad about it now, but you know what? I'm glad that I've got past that, and they're happy with me and happy with how my kids have turned out and everything, and
I want mom on this.
No, that's not going to happen.
No, we'll keep it all really.
No, it's never going to happen, Chuck. It will never happen ever. Okay. First, I don't want her on here because it's just too problematic, and second, she doesn't want to be on.
Okay.
And that's fine. Okay, just trust me when I mean, and I was telling somebody the other day that one time when I was a kid, my father had this enduro motorcycle. It was meant for off road and on the road, and he was gone. And I thought, you know what? I need to go and ride that motorcycle. Never ridden a motorcycle in my life before. I go out on the motorcycle. I promptly lay it down. Wrecked the motorcycle. And I also was in a pair of shorts, and I scraped the hell out of my leg. And after a few days, my leg started becoming infected because I didn't want to say anything about that I took the motorcycle out and that I wrecked it. I didn't want to say anything because I knew they were going to be pissed. And so finally, it got so infected that I was limping and I was in pain. And I knew my leg was really bad. So I went to them and I said, look at my leg. Or they said, why are you limping or something? I don't know. And then I showed them my leg, and then I had to come clean and tell them the motorcycle story where I laid the motorcycle. And, of course, my old man was pretty pissed because I had ruined his motorcycle. And imagine you got a nice new motorcycle sitting in your garage, and your kid goes out without your permission and goes out and wrecks your motorcycle. He wasn't too happy. And then, he got some Physoderm and scrubbed my leg to get all the dead skin and the infected, tissue off of my leg. And, got it all cleaned up and everything, and then it was all right. But, that was the kind of kid I was. Not the brightest kid there ever was,
But now you're the bright shining star.
No, I don't think I am. But how much monthly budget does Chuck think is required? How many times are we going to go over this? How much money? How much money do we need?
Well,
it's all relative, man.
The lowest I know is someone living off 600, and then I know some rich people too. Huge. That's such a wide range.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've already gone over this 100 million times, and I'm pretty sure I've done several videos, and I just went over it recently. In my own perspective, if you're not running around and, banging everything that moves and paying for it, you can easily, have a pretty good time in a halfway decent little apartment for, say, $50,000 to $60,000 a month. You can go out and have. You can go out and eat in Farang establishments. You can take taxis. You can do all these things. You're saying it's a lot, but Chuck, if I ever see your mom again, I'm going to give her a hug and say sorry. Listen, this is the thing. Believe me, I never forget some of the things. Well, I do forget, but, I know what kind of a kid I was. I was a terror. I was like, I would not want a kid like me. That's what I'll say. I would not like a kid like me. I was not a wonderful child. Oh, he's such a good boy. He's so sweet. And no, that wasn't me. I was the one who would, I'd get in trouble at school or something, and then I wouldn't say anything, and then, a month would go by, and then I get my report card, and it would have all kinds of notes on it, and my mother would be like, what the hell what are you doing there, skipping school, going down to the beach with my friends, and, that kind of stuff. So, hopefully my kids will not evolve into something like that, but so far so good, So, anyway, I think that's all I have for now. I've already given way too much of my life, put way too much of my life out there in public, So, thank you, everybody, for joining myself and Soy Dog Cowboy and Bum Gun Chuck and everybody else in the stream. How you feeling, Chucky? I feel like I'm in high school again.
It's working.
Yeah, you see?
It's working.
We're going to start calling you Stoner Chuck.
Someone has to donate because I did this for you.
Well, some may and some may not, but, Chuck, look at those eyes, man. Jesus Christ, you look like you're Chinese, Chuck. Listen, I'm putting this all on you, all right? Hang on a second. Just wait.
So funny. Oh my God. Oh.
This is what people. He looks like a big beaver. This is what people come to my stream to watch. Some 60-year-old guy eating chocolate chip peanut butter ganja cookies and then smiling like like a beaver, like a chipmunk, grinning like a
I'm so happy. How could it be so happy?
God. I'm. You know what? I gotta hang on a second here. I gotta take the video off of me because it's too much. All right, I think we should leave. You know that? I think we should go.
It's okay.
Yeah, Chuck, how old are you?
I turned 59 day before yesterday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. Didn't we tell you that?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
Oh, that's because you were too stoned.
Yeah, I don't remember at all. I don't even remember
Chuck was too stoned.
I don't even remember what I did today.
All right. Well, that's good. You're not going to remember what you did in the stream either. So that's all I got. I'm Scott, and I got to go take a leak. So that's the end of the stream. And I don't need the bum gun. We're talking to Stoner Chuck here. We were talking to Soy Dog Cowboy. We had a nice conversation about everything today, about getting into Thailand and how you never know if anything is going to change on a dime or a moment's notice. Things happen here, so you got to keep tuned in, at least tuned into the news or tuned into the channel, whatever. Longhorn says good night and happy birthday again. Happy belated birthday, Stoner Chuck. You are no longer Bumgun Chuck. You are no longer chubby or chunky Nick Nolte. You are now known for here on in as Stoner Chuck. So tell all your friends. All right? It's time to go, guys. Thank you very much again. I really appreciate it. And I will see you when I see you one of these nights, one of these days. I will see you. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Don't forget to click thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Chucky, adios. I'll see you later. Boom. Gone. There we go. Jerk on Krusty Daddy. Thanks for another good one. All right. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you later.